Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear sisters, and for the occasional brother who might be watching this video. It's really late at my place. It's 1 a.m. and half of the kids are asleep, and so I didn't have a chance to record earlier, and so my setup is going to be a little bit different tonight. But I wanted to share this particular video because I think now, as we're sort of ending the first week of Ramadan, some of you might be feeling like, things are not going as well as you planned. So I just wanted to share how we deal with the Ramadan weekly review. I'm a big fan of reviews because, if we don't look back and as to how things are going, we don't know then what we need to tweak and what we need to change, and so we just start feeling overwhelmed, and most of us then just avoid the problems and then we just kind of give up. So I like to review things on a fairly regular basis just so I can know what's going well, what's the thing that's not going so well, what are we struggling with, so we can do it better, inshallah. So here where I am in the UAE, we're finished 5 days of Ramadan so far, alhamdulillah, and so we have already learned some things. We have already encountered some struggles, as I'm sure you have as well as mothers, and so I wanted to share with you how I review my week. And so for the best results, I suggest you grab a pen and paper and you follow the prompts as we go through them, and inshallah you will have then a much more beneficial review that's really unique to yourself. So I'm just gonna go through some questions here. How is fasting going? That's the first thing we need to review in Ramadan, of course. How is fasting going? And in particularly, how are the kids managing? How is the fasting going on for them? Do they need any adjustments? Have they been able to cope? And we're talking here for the younger children that are not obligated yet to fast. Maybe they cannot handle a full day. Can you tweak it for them? Can they fast maybe only Dhuhr till Maghrib, or maybe even Asr till Maghrib? How's their sleep schedule? So how is the fasting going? Are they struggling with something? Have you noticed they're dehydrated? Are their lips parched and chopped? Maybe they need some lip balm. Maybe they need to drink more. So this is the point where I like to kind of consider, how is it going for the kids? Are they struggling with anything? And is there anything we can tweak? What kind of adjustments we need? The second point you need to look at is the prayers. So how are the prayers going? How are the kids managing the prayers? What we have found out in our household is that we need much more time, okay? So praying with the kids in tow just takes much longer. By the time everybody's made their wudu, by the time everybody's sort of lined up, if you have girls, by the time they figure out their praying outfits, they put their hijabs on, by the time everybody's gathered, I have a large family, so it takes us a good half an hour just to get everybody, to pray together. At this point, we're praying Maghrib and Isha and Taraweeh and Fajr and Jama'ah, Dhuhr and Asr, because of the different schedules the different kids have. We don't pray in Jama'ah, so we have 3 obligatory salahs and then Taraweeh that we're trying to pray in Jama'ah in the household, not at the masjid. And so we're realizing that it takes us much longer. So what are we tweaking to make it easier? We're giving kids a lot more prep time. We are keeping our supplies gathered, in one area, their prayer rugs, their prayer outfits. We're giving announcements, repeatedly. We're letting them burn off some of the energy they might have, in order for them to be calm during the salah. So those are the kind of things. And, if you're struggling with your kids in prayer, don't despair. This is, a common thing in many households. So children are struggling, and so just kind of tweak it around. What can you do? What kind of small adjustment can you make, just to make it easier? Next question is, how are the suhoors and iftars going? Or are the kids eating? Is there a favorite? Are they requesting something? Have you run out of the favorites? Are they struggling with that? We've noticed, for example, that everybody in the family loves this particular granola cereal, and we've run out of it, unexpectedly. So kids are having a bit of a hard time then in the morning figuring out what they want to eat. So see how it's going. And what about iftars? We do a soup for iftar usually, so some of the kids are refusing to eat it. So we're kind of trying to make sure they're not dehydrated during fasting, so maybe increasing water. We always have a struggle for water bottles. Who is drinking from whose water bottle? Does everybody have their own assigned one? So how are suhoors and iftars going? Are the kids cooperating? Who is setting up the table? Who is clearing it up. Is everybody helping mom, or is the mom the only one stuck with all the work? And the reason I'm mentioning this, because at this point, at day 5, 6, 7, in the first week of Ramadan, the initial excitement has worn off. Now we're stuck with the routine of Ramadan. And I say stuck because if we don't adjust it, we're going to start kind of feeling really sluggish towards the half of Ramadan, and we don't want that. So we want to adjust early. We want to kind of see what needs to be tweaked. How can I make things better so I can actually enjoy Ramadan to the fullest? Okay, next point is Taraweeh. How is Taraweeh going? Due to COVID, we are praying Taraweeh at home. I'm not sure how it is in each of your localities, but probably if you're a mother, you are praying at home with your children, or you're praying by yourself. So consider, how is Taraweeh going? Can you manage all 8 rak'ahs, that you're praying? Some days might you cut it to 2 and 4. And, I'm not saying this to slack, but I'm just showing you the reality that sometimes, as a mother with children, it's difficult. Maybe there's days there where you're tired. Maybe there's days where things are not going so well. So can you then just, get yourself to pray 2 rak'ahs? And then, once you're praying those 2, you kind of say, okay, this was good, I can do 2 more. So how is Taraweeh going? Maybe the reading is too long. Maybe, the reading goal you set, you find yourself struggling with it. So maybe shorten the prayer instead of giving up on it altogether. And the last, one of the last question is, how is the Quran reading going? If you have set your own goal of reading, how are you doing with it? Are you keeping up with it? What's the struggle? Where are the interruptions? I have found, alhamdulillah, after all these years, that I have a pretty good setup in regards to my own Quran reading. But I found, for example, that maybe some of my kids are slacking. So I need to make sure I'm checking on them. We set a specific time for us in our household is 3 p.m. for the younger kids, where I sit with them for half an hour. We alternate, actually, my oldest son and me. We sit with each of the girls for half an hour, and we help them with their Quran reading, just in terms of accountability. And we found that 3 p.m. was a good time. So is the time working out for you for the Quran reading? Are the kids alert? Are they sluggish? Are they having a hard time? Maybe you can move it around. For us, 3 p.m. just before Asr, was good time, because, then after Asr, it's kind of, already preparation for iftar and things like that. Again, in your household, the routine might vary, but just consider, how is the Quran reading going? Are you meeting your goals? And if you're not, don't be hard on yourself, but rather look at yourself with compassionate curiosity. Why is this not working for me? And how can we make it better, inshallah? The last points I would like to make, you see my little amateur setup here. The last point I would like to make is that you consider what is going really well for you. So what is going on in your household that, it's unexpectedly going well, that's, something that has surprised you. And, notice those things and increase your gratitude. Be grateful for them. Be grateful that things are going well, and notice those little wins each day. And again, to finish it off, you can't mess this up, unless you quit. So don't quit. I know there might be hard days. I know you might feel like, okay, I've set these grand plans for Ramadan, and now it's just day 5, and look, I'm already struggling. Rest assured that many of us are struggling with the same thing, but don't give up, but rather just adjust your expectation, or adjust your reality, inshallah, and I'm sure you will be successful. All right? Take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.